SABC, host broadcaster of the G20 South Africa 2025.
Go back to the Speaker's Corner. They resisted. They started assaulting police officers, started pushing back at police officers. They also then started spraying tear gas. As a result, one police officer has been taken to hospital for medical attention. We have opened a case against Dudula. The charges that they're facing, firstly, public violence. The second one, assaulting of a police officer and contravention of the court order. You'll recall that they were handed down a court order not to intimidate and harass foreign nationals. So by their actions in trying to block the Nasrec and Baragwanath Road, we see it as an attempt to intimidate and harass foreign nationals. So the third charge there is contravention of their court order. We have arrested 2 individuals, Dudula members, and we have started with investigations. We have long maintained that we do not have an issue, we do not have a problem as the security cluster, as the NAT joins, when people protest, air their grievances, but they should do so within the confines of the law. We had maintained that we will not allow any lawlessness, any barricading and blocking of roads, and we do believe that their actions was meant to block the motorcades of the heads of states, as well as the dignitaries that are trying to access the Nasrec venue. So it is on that note that we have opened those charges. We have pressed charges against them. Public violence, assaulting of a police officer, as well as contravention of the court order. We had previously, during the week when we held a press conference as the NAT joins, requested the people of South Africa as well as interest groups to make sure that they protest within the confines of the law. Failure to do so, we did warn that we will act decisively and they will face the full might of the law. So we are enforcing the law. We have the public order police members that are here. They are enforcing the law. As you know, their duties is to ensure that they control large crowd gatherings and so on. So we are quite happy with the work that they are doing. They are just enforcing the law according to Section 205 of our Constitution.
Linda, can you please answer? The leaders of Dudula are accusing the SAPS of unnecessary force, and they are saying that they were merely marching towards the road that you're speaking about to be visible, and they were not intending on blocking any roads. That is the accusation they're making. What is your response to that?
Well, my response is that our public order policing officers have the powers to enforce the law, and they will do so without fear and favor. They were warned numerous times to go back to the Speaker's Corner. The Speaker's Corner is on my right. They have no right to march on the road where motorists and road users would be inconvenienced. So they were already blocking roads. And they were not sticking to the Speaker's Corner. So we have full faith and confidence in the operation that is being led by Colonel Pate and his team. If they have any case against the police, then they can register their case with IPID. But for now, we are enforcing the law, and we are going to make sure that there are no disruptions towards the G20 Leaders Summit. And we've long maintained that we are here to ensure that the G20 Leaders Summit takes place in a safe, secure, and peaceful environment. So we are here just to enforce the law. That is our mandate. That's our constitutional mandate, and we will continue to do so.
Sis Athlenda, Alpha Ramushwana here from Eyewitness News. You said there are 4 speakers' points. Have there been any other disruptions in and out, outside the Nasrec Expo Center? Absolutely not. This is the only grouping that is posing challenges for us as law enforcement. We had women that were dressed in black in support of the Women for Change at another speaker's corner.
corner. They are protesting peacefully. They are sticking to the speaker's corner. I mean, we've got, I think it's members of the judiciary that are here. We've got other groupings as well. The elderly people that are here, they're not blocking roads. They're not stopping movement, attempting to stop movement of cars, of motorcades and so on. So we do not have a problem with those particular groupings. They've been very peaceful, and for that we'd like to thank them, for upholding the law. But our only problem is when people start to now block, motorcades, block routes that are used to access the main venue where this G20 Leaders Summit is taking place.
Athlenda Crisaldo Lewis from SABC Television News. In terms of a security, at a security level, how would you categorize at this particular point, from a security level, how things have gone? Tomorrow is the last day of the G20. How would you categorize it thus far? You've already indicated that there hasn't been any other incidents. How would you categorize it so far in terms at a security level?
No, in terms of categorizing this particular event, nothing has changed. The event is running smooth. It's just a small group that is trying to make our life difficult as law enforcement. So far, safe and secure environment. Everything is going as planned. There is no threat to any of the participants, the delegates, the heads of state. So we are quite confident that even tomorrow, the status quo will remain, and we will continue to ensure that we put the necessary measures in place. I had long indicated that Nasrec is a red zone. It is a restricted area. If you are not in possession of a valid accreditation card, you will not be allowed in the vicinity. Those that still want to protest and so on within the confines of the law, we are here to also ensure your safety, but we are not going to allow lawlessness, not under our watch. This G20 Leaders Summit will take place in a safe and secure environment, and it will run smoothly up until tomorrow when it ends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Brigadier Athlenda Mate, just speaking to the media here following some of the chaos that we saw break out here at this particular area where Operation Dudula and MK party members had clashed with police, and a case has been opened against Operation Dudula. That's been confirmed by Brigadier Athlenda Mate, one of the police officers who was injured when one of the stun grenades was dispensed. He has been taken to hospital, we understand. Amongst the charges that Operation Dudula is facing is charges of assaulting a police officer as well as public violence. That's what we're hearing from here at the moment. She says that overall, from a security perspective, this is the only incident that has happened since the start of the G20. There are no other incidents that have taken place at this particular point. They're expecting that to continue. She says there have been no security threats against any of the dignitaries, the heads of state that are currently in the country at the G20 Leaders Summit, and we're expecting that any moment now you might have, given that the rains have started now, you might have some of these members that have been protesting here that will leave here now. There's also been a group of Ethiopian nationals as well who are also part of the demonstration here, and essentially with them, they were highlighting issues pertaining to their country, given that you have the head of state of that country who is here for the G20 Leaders Summit. But what we're hearing from police at this stage is that a case has been opened against Operation Dudula, and this pertains to a police officer having been injured in the chaos that broke out here, and Operation Dudula facing charges of public violence as well and assaulting a police officer. That police officer has been taken to hospital, and we do understand that there aren't any other injuries. But we did hear a bit earlier on when that stun grenade had been dispensed, there had been members of the protesters that had also been injured in that instance. Back to you in studio.